Hi guys, thank you very much for coming back to my channel. To those new, thank you for stopping by. In this video I'd like to share with you how to draw a M-shaped intersecting gable roof on with the Tudor features, Tudor architecture, or the Jacobean wooden frame structure. As my previous video, please do watch my previous video. This is the sequel of that, but it's more of exploring the wooden frame structure and how buildings actually works in terms of structure, and how the structure has become part of the cosmetic or the features of the actual building itself. So in this video is about how to draw M-shaped intersecting gable roof in perspective without the vanishing points, and I hope you watch this video to the end because it is worthwhile to watch, and I hope you enjoy it. Thank you. Thank you very much for coming back to my channels. In this video I like to share how to draw intersecting gable roof with overhang dormer, intersecting gable roof without the vanishing point, perspective drawing without the vanishing points. And of course starting with the rectangular shape with a bit of an isometric position, and extrude them vertical lines downwards to project that similar shape from above and below as this is. And of course another vertical line at the back that would be visible. At this stage is about adding information as a guideline for these perspective drawings without the vanishing point. So each of these lines are required as indication. And of course again I start with finding the center point of that facade, that face, as this, and out each side as the guidelines reference where all the information will be adding. The next one is I'm going to divide them into 3 floors, and to start that with finding the center point and cross that from the center point like a V shape. Where they cross the line there, that will be the sections, division of that each floor, just like this, similar to this side. Again, cross there, and on the other side, the top, like that. Now I have 3. Assume this is 3 stories building, and of course I'm going to knot that in case I get lost in the multiple layers of these lines, and divide it into half, an indication of the half. And then on this side I'm going to divide into 3 again, like that. That will be the first one, first face. And then try to find the hip roof there, the gable roof, the top of the gable roof, like that. There you go. Now I'm going to find the center point of this one, because I'm going to add another gable roof on this side, more of an intersecting gable roof with M shape at the front, and at the center point there. There, another one here. This is the simplest way of doing it to make the drawing to look more accurate in perspective with hand sketch drawing. There you go. Now I have M-shaped gable roof intersecting gable roof, and of course the front of that roof I'm going to find a center so I can project extrude that to the roof ridge to be connecting to the other side of the behind that, or the gable roof. Find another center point, and again, and connect to that front, to the top. That is the line there. Now top of that gable roof, like this one, connecting to the back. That should be the right position for correct views from the perspective views. Now, what I'm doing here is to cut below to indicate the overhang of this floor, the first floor, just like that, slightly inward for the overhang, like a small cantilever, the front facade. It's typical of the Tudor structure, building structure, timber frame. Now what I'm doing here is to find the front, the center of this front face, where the opening will be, also to divide them into correct proportion in terms of perspective views, just like this. Again, at these stages, this is all about adding information that are needed, and of course I'm to add the horizontal lines as this, starting with a center point and repeat center point, center point. This is important, essential lines, because these will be the guidelines for this drawing. Without the vanishing point, these lines are vital as alternative without the vanishing point, like this. It will be the reference for the timber frames, wooden frames, as well as the opening outlines with the windows opening, doors opening. Just to make the drawings much easier rather than just randomly just adding anywhere, like this. And of course to repeat on the other side too, which side. Now the gable roof there, the M shape, I use that cubic shape as the reference, but without continuous the line, but just on top of that gable roof, side gable roof, like that. For now, I just add the line that needed before I add more line in the center, like this. And of course on this side too, to add more lines to be much more dense, like that. So by adding more of this line, the actual shape of this building then becoming visible than it was when it was hidden behind those multiple layers. Of course, the next step is I'm going to add the timber wooden frames, the columns to support this building, the wooden structure, wooden frames, side, center. This information is about roughly size of the wooden frame in proportion to the size of the volume of these buildings, just like this. Typical of the Tudor or Jacobean wooden structure, and the beams to support the roof above, and the beam that support this overhang floor, and of course the timber joist below, the continuation of this timber joist that overhang to support the beam on the floor below. That's what. But before that, I'm going to start finding the center point as this. To add the section of that detail outline section of the joist structure. Now below, I'm going to find another center point again to locate that another columns, timber column below. this drawing is not just randomly adding this frame, it's more about it gives me a sense of understanding of structure, engineering structure, how to support this building. That's a good thing about drawing by hands. It's not about exploring the space only, but also exploring how the building material, building structure actually function. And now on this side, I add the similar to on this side, adding the horizontal beam structure to support the gable roof on the side, and there is the trusses, indication of the trusses. It's typical of the Jacobean structure. What you see is exactly what it is, nothing hidden. That's what I like about this vernacular or Tudor or old buildings, because there are so much honesty into it. Everything that you see, it has purpose. No, they're not ornamental. They're actually real. But then, of course, each structures are exposed and become part of the building's cosmetic on the outside. And here is another structure to support that cantilever or the overhang that's connected to the beam below. Slightly a curved shape. Right, the next move now is I'm going to make this wooden structure darker to differentiate between the structure and the plastered wall, just like this, before the drawing get lost in the multi-layers of lines, like that. This is the joist overhang structure. The beam below, support there. On the side too. What I'm trying to do here to keep my hand drawing into rhythm again, to start with the vertical lines only, with these vertical columns like this, before I move on into horizontal beams, just like this. It's very good practice to do this. Now the horizontal, so give your hand a sense of repetition. And get it. It's because sometimes it takes time for it to get into the rhythms. Now this the structure, the trusses structure on the roof, the gable roof. On this side is the M-shaped gable roof, intersecting with the other one. So it's getting there now. There. Similar to that, make it darker. So now I'm going to put the line where the opening, Windows opening will be, for that, the column, and also that link this vertical columns with the beam. These are the beams, and that will be this will be the another lintel, or lintel that support the another structure above the windows opening on this first floor. it's only about the outline of this windows opening, not into much detail into it because such a small drawings, just like this. Again, another horizontal line on the loft, on the Gable roof, just like this. This would be the below, like a windows tools rather. And of course, I'm going to extrude this vertical wooden frame from there to the from the first floor to the top, just like this. Now the realistically the corner, usually it has this another shape of a wooden frame that lock the column and the beams, just like that. Of course, it's symmetrical to the other side here. And of course on the other side too. Most of the old buildings are symmetrical anyway. So it's just a repetition and do the opposite side, mirroring each other. So there's the beauty of old structure, old building. They are pretty much symmetrical facade and structure. So like this. The more I draw, the more I understand how the building works structurally and spatially. And of course on this side too, just like this. Below as well, that support the first floor. This is how I practice exploring building. Through drawing, I learned so much about how the building works. And give me a sense of a great understanding of building structures. Just like that. Again, at this stage is about adding as much information needed for this building, for this drawing, before I move on, proceed with the shading, as providing where the light coming from. That would be obviously the final stage of this drawing, the end before, basically, to complete this drawing, to make it look visually three-dimensional rather than just a flat two-dimensional drawing, just like this. And of course more on the roof there, side roof. A little bit of detail on the roofing rather than just a blank one, but of course using the cubic line as I started as the guidelines, just align to it, parallel to that line, as simple as that. Then of course adding more line in the middle. Right, now the next process is to make this opening darker, to accentuate this window opening. And of course I'm using clean paper to cross hatch, vertical hatch on this side, because on this side is going to be the darker part of it, where the light is just suggesting coming from the left side of this building. This is the final process really. hatch a bit on this side too. Give it a to get rid of these horizontal lines so it's not too impulsive. Just like this, much darker on the opening again. So here it is, my M-shaped gable intersecting the roof. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much.